Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between X versus ToD. This is W3 Champions Season 3 Finals from Europe, as we are looking at XlorD spawning over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, ToD over here on the top right as the red human. A 8-player tournament community doing great work, yes. And well, thank you for the community, and thank you for all the fans of WarCraft 3. I mean, I'm pretty sure that people who play WarCraft 3, ToD, XlorD, all of these guys out there, they're not doing it for the fans. They play for their own reasons because it's a great game, but the fans are really what makes all of these tournaments possible. So thank you very much for even tuning in to my YouTube channel and or Twitch channel. It's been a blast just watching these great games with you. Great incentive to play ladder and do well. Yep. Alright, we're looking at Archmage coming in from ToD. I would be surprised of anything else except for Archmage Death Knight in this matchup here. Both players going back to the tried and true strategy since there was much on the line. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, thank you for the sub. I'm definitely looking for subs to help pay the bills. Anyone who wonders, I probably upload about 20 gigabytes of information a day between the actual stream. I know a lot of you guys out there are like, well, how come I can't watch? Maybe that's the reason why my Twitch numbers are lower. I do stream at 60 frames a second, 1080p, and there could be a lot of viewers out there who don't have the internet speed to actually watch that. And well, hopefully when it is all compressed in a very true raw format on YouTube, that's the reasons why you guys are able to check that out there. I'm watching 160p on 30 frames a second. Oh, okay, as long as I know it can scale down, that's great. I had some people still make comments on how come I use classic graphics. It looks like Minecraft, and part of me is just like, no, first of all, it does not look like Minecraft. Things are not nearly as boxy, but at the same time, these are a lot of stylistic choices that seem to have aged very well. Anytime you try to go for photorealistic games, well, especially in a fantasy world, things just seem to get lost a little bit, as graphics will always improve. I feel like classic graphics has aged extremely well, and especially now that we still have a very high resolution to enjoy all of these games in. Archmage looking to get to level 2, and ToD will be able to do exactly that. None of his favorite items, the Ring of Protection +2. Classic graphics, obviously the two. Yep, well, classic graphics, the true choice there, and really, classic graphics definitely help with the gameplay as well. It seems like the click boxes and the hit boxes on units in the new reforged graphics are actually slightly different, and missing a death coil or missing your opponent's hitbox temporarily is in fact a very big deal. Death Knight sitting at level 1 is going to be able to finish off the Force Troll Trapper. No, not going to be able to finish off the remaining units here, as that last Force Troll, Ice Troll Priest, make it taking down Death Knight, get that last hit. No surround on the Death Knight there, and the Death Knight does get to level 2 on the money. And now with Unholy Aura to try and retreat back, the Crypt Fiend bringing gifts of Rod of Necromancy as the units now retreat back again. Yeah, I can hear ToD just getting mad at the double death coil steal right there, and complaining about the Death Knight's ability to be able to harass human players. And you know, well, Undead does have a slight advantage in this matchup, as the Death Knight now going to go ahead and make its way on inside. Skeletal Minion's going to slip on through us, and well, without an Arcane Tower here, ToD is actually going to suffer quite a bit of damage as those Skeletal Minions putting in quite a bit of pressure. Archmage shows back up. ToD, today I tried to play a game on Reforged and yeah, I'm trying to play the game on Reforged graphics when it feels like everything is just slightly off. It really does affect your micro. I think I don't know of any professional players that play on the reforged graphics, and a lot of the casters I know also prefer the classic graphics, as well as I'm able to spot more detail because there is less detail on the screen. Also, another big deal is when you're trying to stream, it feels like because of the higher resolution, because of the higher, finer detail in the reforged graphics, things just tear a little bit more, and well, that makes for a less enjoyable viewing experience. All right, no one plays Reforged. Footman now going to continue to try and engage here. Cryptfiend's going to continue to push back on the other side as Footman and the Cryptfiends are continuing to engage once more. All right. Archmage sitting at level 3 has a Ring of Regeneration alongside that Potion of Replenishment. Archmage is trying to put in pressure. Death Knight, well, retreating back with that Cryptfiend, and this is part of the new patch. So the Unholy Aura on that Death Knight and those Cryptfiends is actually quite noticeable. Those units actually moving a little bit slower, giving human a bit more chances to be able to do a little bit of hit and run tactics. All right, ToD now saying, you know what, I'm going to steal a bit of your creeps off on the other side here, as the Death Knight now accompanied with the Lich, ready to push on out with double potions of mana, or no, a potion of mana on the Death Knight. The Lich no longer having that, but wow, 2 Footmen quickly getting taken down right there. All right, ToD losing 2 Footmen pretty needlessly there, and the last thing you want to do is give extra experience to that Death Knight and that Lich, as they will be able to start blasting away your unit fairly fast. All right. I believe if a tournament is officially sponsored by Blizzard, I think Blizzard wants people to use the new reforged graphics to try and make it seem a bit more modern. They're trying to bring in new players, and you're not going to bring in new players when you're using the classic graphics. And well, that's how Blizzard is able to pay the bills and pay all of their programmers if they're able to sell their product. All right, it's kind of like it's the reason why well, we're getting a COVID vaccine. The coronavirus has been around for a very long time. SARS, right? There's been coronaviruses out there, but there has never been a real need for a vaccine until now. And now that there are customers to buy your product, it actually makes sense. Anyways, Footmen now making their way back down across here. Cryptfiend's going to continue to do a little bit of push. XlorD taking a lot of damage on that Lich, being forced to use a leveled 1 Death Coil to try and heal that unit back up. Footmen continuing to put that pressure back down here, as well the Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Water Elemental going straight after the Obsidian statue, as that Water Elemental will get taken down pretty easily. Footmen with Defend, unable to catch up to all of those Cryptfiends with Unholy Aura, as the Frost Nova causes some more separation as well. Death Knight could try and give the Lich that potion of mana, and giving that potion of mana to the Lich would even cause more slowing, as well as ToD's Footman trying to retreat back. Lich gonna try to get that last final shot off, doesn't even need to, as we're looking at the Death Knight perhaps gonna get another Death Coil off here. All right, Death Knight still Death Knight still looking to back away here, getting a little bit of separation, aggroing the creeps. XlorD doing a great job right there. Nobody new is going to watch anyway, and the old schoolers just get angry. Well, no, if we want a WarCraft 3 to continue to stay alive, we need new players. That's just the truth of the matter, right? We are getting new players in StarCraft Brood War, right? Yes, there are still some old school players, but getting new players as well is incredibly important. Then again, Korea is has always been a very hardcore StarCraft Brood War fan, and having Brood War still being popular even with StarCraft 2 around. So we can say that we know it's definitely not all about the graphics. All right, those chat boxes are lonely. 1 message per 5 minutes. Yeah. Cryptfiend's going to continue to put some pressure here on that barracks. A lot of massive repairs underway. Meanwhile, Archmage coming back around. Mountain King is on the field as well, and the Mountain King ready to put into pressure. There's triple Archmage illusions now making their rounds as we could be going into more and more Crypt Fiends or more and more Riflemen here. Let's take a look. We are teching the tier 3. I believe we are going to be going into Knights, and that means that eventually XlorD should be increasing the number of his Obsidian statues to try and transition into Destroyers. Alright, Illusions making their rounds out right now, going after all of these units here. Death Knight trying to retreat back here, but he should realize quickly that those are just all illusions. No real damage is being done. Death Knight picks up a Rune Bracers, which should be able to help shake off any damage from that Mountain King as the Dark Ranger joins in from the tavern as well. We're looking at 47 supply compared to 46 ToD, sitting on a bank of 1,200 gold. He was a little bit lumber strapped. It looks like he got a large supply of lumber suddenly, as we are going into workshops for most likely what will become flying machines. Alright, that blacksmith taking a large amount of damage. Community efforts, Blizzard for sure, we're trying to get more servers out there so we can finally organize EU. The community in Warcraft 3 is absolutely great. ToD building up a second blacksmith, not even trying to bother to repair that first one. That is a little bit odd to see a blacksmith being built next to a blacksmith. That blacksmith must feel absolutely horrible, saying, hey, why don't you repair me, peasants? And the peasants are going, nope, I'm just going to go ahead and build a new one here. Alright, Scroll of Town Portal coming in off to the side here. Scroll of Town Portal coming back, trying to save. And, well, it looks like for a short while, there are going to be double blacksmiths in this situation. Are we perhaps going to be getting some upgrades? Castle is now done. We are going into Paladin and getting the Sundering Blades to cut through that normal armor, and also getting Animal War Training as we are getting double weapon upgrades from ToD. Alright, that early pressure, from XlorD to try and destroy the blacksmith, forcing ToD to build a new blacksmith, may actually become a benefit in disguise, as he is able to do double upgrades. Having a way to spend your not going into low upkeep is absolutely key right now, as ToD is still sitting in no upkeep at 50 supply. Alright, unit's going to try and engage right here. There's a little bit of repairs right there. Arcane, well, a little bit of damage coming across. Dark Ranger, we are going into quad towers here. A lot of upgrades currently underway, as we see a large Frost Nova taking down some of those peasants as well. Black Arrows, guard towers trying to put in pressure. Dark Ranger now sitting at that level 2. What is ToD doing? ToD is creeping off over here, getting up to level 3 on that Mountain King, picking up a Pendant of Energy. That could be a very big deal as well. Mountain King with a plethora of items ready to just, well, push down a lot of pressure. Alright, Arcane Tower, another tower getting taken down. Only 2 towers are left. The upgrades are still getting added in. Perhaps we'll see even more. 36 supply, or 360 gold, and, well, low on lumber, as we see another tower getting taken out. Knights should be joining in on the battle here. No, it is not. And ToD just taking this opportunity to clear out all of the expansions right here, and now going into a low upkeep, as this main base could end up taking a lot of damage. Alright, additional armor upgrades getting added in. More Knights going to get added in as well. Paladin should be getting close to level 2. Going to pick up a Wand of Lightning Shield. Thank you for the follow, as ToD is seemingly just letting this expansion go. Alright, this expansion is going to go. The armor upgrades is going to be complete. And at this time is the Archmage. Thank you for the follow. Archmage is going to go after the Magnetar Reaver here and continue to get a little bit of a gold upgrade as well. There was a Thunderclap, a level 2 Thunderclap over there, as the Paladin is going to be creeping by himself to try and, well, get higher up. 63 supply for ToD right there. Level 2 finally on that Paladin, as the units are now looking to retreat back once more. 61 supply over 54, upside down on supply compared to 58 over 60. 5,000 gold, skeletal minions diving on in here, and we are back to 1 base play. But we gotta remember that ToD, with all of that extra gold early on, has a large number of upgrades. 1/1 upgrades 111 upgrades, even on his flying machines here. He's also clearing out a lot of creep camps, so he is getting quite an advantage in terms of items and also experience. Sitting at 433, Archmage sitting at level 4, we see some powerful items, Staff of Sanctuary, Orb of Fire, and then we also see the Sundering Blades, the Animal War Training. So ToD's army, well, he really could not have supported all of this on one base. He got extra gold from the gold mine and then pretty much said, okay, I don't mind losing that gold mine now. I've gotten all the upgrades that I need, and this is a situation that I would not have been able to get to easily if it wasn't for the fact that I had that expansion, and the expansion bought him time to clear out more creep camps. All right. Gloves of Haste, double gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Flying Machine's going to get ready to engage. There's a couple of webs now down. Knights are going to try to go after some units. There's a Cyclone picking up that Mountain King once more. Anti-Magic Shell on that Death Knight. Mountain King is going to try to go for a Thunderclap. Yes, does go for a Thunderclap. Still slows down units, even though there is Anti-Magic Shell absorbing a lot of that damage. All right, Holy Light trying to save again. Thunderclap could be coming across again. There it goes, another major Thunderclap, trying to slow things down as the Banshees are now trying to retreat back once more. Knights, Footmen with the Fen trying to continue to chase after all those units. Lightning Shield onto that Mountain King. Mountain King gonna get in another Thunderclap, perhaps. No Thunderclap right there. Lightning Shield just eating through and dealing large amounts of damage across the board. Holy Light still trying to save, as the Archmage with the Orb of Fire should really be going after some of those other units. There's a very low hit point Knight right there, and it is able, or Crypt Fiend, and able to back away. All right, more damage getting added in. There goes another Death Whale saving that Crypt Fiend right there. Another Crypt Fiend was able to, well, no, it looked like it was able to back up. No, it looks like it was actually taken down. That Crypt Fiend body perhaps there, as the Mountain King just standing next to a Crypt Fiend could have taken that out. All right, Cloak of Flames. There's a Thunderclap, Cloak of Flames. More damage added in. Orb of Fire on that Crypt Fiend, making it difficult, as the Lightning Shield on the Mountain King actually dealing quite a bit of damage across multiple units, as that Paladin now being forced to try and back up. All right, Mountain King. Immolation plus Lightning Shield doing terrible damage there, as the Death Knight now getting Storm Bolted and could be in trouble. Mountain King trying to chase after. There is another Thunderclap. Is it going to be able to catch up to that Death Knight? No, it is not. An Anti-Magic Shell living up to its name, protecting from a bunch of magic damage, as the Death Knight still somehow survives. 52 supply compared to 62. XlorD with the supply advantage. Units now trying to pull back. Flying Machines are all there, and well, XlorD with the clear advantage, home field advantage, coupled with the supply advantage, pushing back his opponent. Death Knight chasing after all those units. 433 going up against 433. No additional upgrades, no buildings at that expansion at all. Staff of Sanctuary saving that Paladin, well, taking him all the way back home, as we are going into fragmentation shards on those mortar teams. 55 supply compared to 65. Low on gold, low on lumber. XlorD, well, needs to start setting up an expansion shortly, as the main gold mines only have about 5 minutes of mining left. Long drawn out fight right there. Archmage, if it does get to level 5, will it be level 3 Brilliance Aura or level 3 Water Elementals? That is the question, as the Mountain King is still sitting at level 2, perhaps getting a large amount of mana as well. All right, well, it's easily taken out there. Mountain King sitting at level 3, getting very close to level 4. Gloves of Haste, double Gloves of Haste onto that Archmage for faster attack speed to, well, better use that Orb of Fire. Meanwhile, the double Blacksmiths are going to get taken down here, and ToD looks like he's up against the ropes, getting just beaten up by XlorD's army. XlorD, well, able to finish off one of those Blacksmiths. Are we going to see an engagement here? Peasants now trying to retreat back. Knights are going to start moving on in. That curse going to cause a little bit of problems, as the Flying Machines are overhead looking for any sort of destroyers and not finding them. A round of web takes down many of those Flying Machines, and now once those Flying Machines are gone, we could start seeing some transition into destroyers here in just a moment. Mortar team going to get taken out along the backside once again, as it just was unable to stick around very long. In comes another Thunderclap. Mountain King still dealing a large amount of damage. Oh my gosh, the Holy Light unable to finish off the Abomination, as the Anti-Magic Shell keeps it alive. Thank you for the follow once more. Stormbolt back onto that Abomination. Abomination still able to stay alive for a little while longer. Abomination down to 394 hit points, continuing to retreat back. We are looking at that Archmage still trying to get that last bit of experience to get to level 5. Mountain King is now sitting at 4, but that retreat seems to be enough as XlorD finally mining at his natural expansion here. ToD has had more gold. He is now making his way back down here. We do not see an expansion off to the north. Only one Acolyte sitting on this gold mine, and XlorD needs to protect this expansion with everything he's got. Otherwise, the next fight is just going to be that much more difficult if he is falling behind economically. No, not possible to long distance mine, so every bit of gold that ToD can mine is going to be a big difference here, as the Acolytes are now, well, we're going to go ahead and mine from the back. We're going into an engagement. Flying machines are already webbed down. There goes one. A second one could get taken down. No destroyers as of yet, though. Still surprised by this. Not seeing a single destroyer, as the flying machines are pretty much all taken out. This obsidian statue is just itching to become a destroyer and then perhaps go after some of those knights, as we see a death coil onto an Abomination, but the orb of fire, well, cuts down a lot of that healing. All right, Paladin, Death Knight. Death Knight ends up falling. Scroll of... There was the stun, and just enough damage was done. No Scroll of Town Portal to try and retreat. More damage added in. There goes another Abomination as well, as the Knights could go after the Acolyte here. This is going to be a very big deal indeed. Level 2 Divine Shield ready for that Paladin. And this is still going back and forth. Are we going to see a resurrection at the tavern here, as the Knights are going to end up finishing off some of those Acolytes? And we should see Water Elementals starting to put pressure at the expansion as well. All right, Altar of Darkness going to get taken down pretty quickly. Death Knight still out of play for now, as the Dark Ranger and the Lich trying to retreat back. No resurrection at all. All right, this is a big deal. This Water Elemental could have perhaps shut down that expansion here, leaving behind a Knight or two. Could have been a big deal. Knight now trying to chase after that Death Knight here, and that Abomination unable to close in on that distance. Death Knight, is it going to be able to retreat around, get anywhere? Mountain King perhaps going to try and Stormbolt ahead. The Death Knight double backing around. Mortar Team spots the Death Knight, and the Death Knight just tries to run all the way home without having to burn a Scroll of Town Portal. Abomination waiting, asking for that Death Knight to keep up. But, well, the Abomination getting left behind just a little bit, as we're looking at the units getting ready to engage here. All right, Paladin, Mountain King, units going to come down here. Death Knight spots this. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No Stormbolt. There is a Stormbolt, and it is straight up dodged right there. It goes. There goes the Scroll of Town Portal. There's a Holy Light. Archmage has a small window of opportunity to take down this Haunted Gold Mine, or at least finish off the Acolytes in the back. It looks as though, yes, going to be an unsummoning of this Haunted Gold Mine here. Damage adding in rather quickly. There goes Light, as the Haunted Gold Mine is going to end up getting taken out. All right, now mining. Only a minute of mining left on both sides, and this is still anyone's game. 65 supply compared to 67. This is going to be a tough fight here. Mortar Team's getting in a little bit of extra damage. Mountain King going to try to come in with a Thunderclap. The Destroyers taken to the skies. Mountain King comes in with a Thunderclap right there, slowing everything down. That Cloak of Flames actually dealing quite a bit of damage, as all the units are slow around that Mountain King again. Are we going to see another Thunderclap? More Holy Light trying to come across. Paladin is currently silenced. Knights getting absolutely destroyed here. No Riflemen, as we're looking at, well, level 2 Black Arrowed Skeletal Minions just tearing it up. 58 supply compared to 54. Archmage trying to finish off some more units. Flying Machines showing up to the party, as the Knights are getting taken out as well. Destroyers is going to get taken out. Destroyer getting a last second Holy Light, Death Coil, excuse me, to be saved, as we are still seeing Knights just getting frozen in their tracks by that Frost Nova. All right, couple of getting taken out, and this timing on XlorD for the triple destroyers was absolutely clutch, as the Flying Machines are now trying to go after the remaining destroyers again. Possession on a Knight right there. So not losing, and well, there goes one destroyer. Are we going to see some more damage? There goes another Mortar Team as well. 47 supply compared to 39. As we're looking at perhaps no real possible bash at all. This Knight low on hit points is going to get taken out. Stormbolt try to put it out of its misery. No, not lucky enough. All right, Peasants now being forced to do a little bit of long distance mining. XlorD with the supply advantage, as long distance mining is underway. Acolyte gonna try and haunt another gold mine here. Well, this Knight turning turning tail, 0-0 upgrades, not holding on to any of the weapon upgrades. Meanwhile, well, ToD's Knight still having Sundering Blades, or that Possessed Knight still having Sundering Blades and Animal War Training. Alright, Mountain King sitting at level 4, almost at level 5. Archmage sitting at level 5 here. Very, very close game indeed. 41 supply compared to 52. XlorD is not even bothering to try and haunt a gold mine right now, knowing that it will probably easily just get taken out, especially with mortar teams right there. Meanwhile, more long distance mining still getting added here. We do see a Staff of Sanctuary Knight rejoining in on the fight. And well, both sides are still within within their proper realm to try and win this game. 50 supply army compared to 30 supply army. The additional 11 workers will make it a bit more tough, as the peasants are still trying to make their way down. Water elementals will be easily devoured here, and this you have to be careful. ToD is dropping water elementals even though he's not in a battle and he's now out of mana. Alright, destroyers will be able to devour magic that pretty quickly, and with 2 destroyers in play and, well, the Banshees getting anti-magic shell back down across all of these units, this is going to be a very close fight indeed. Banshees could try and possess the last couple of knights as well, and that would pretty much shut everything down. Having to go after all of those units, the destroyers, where are they going to go next? Not finding anything off to the north right here. There's just long distance mining to the north and south. 41 supply here, items galore, Archmage, Staff of Sanctuary, Orb of Fire. You're looking at really not that much mana on this Archmage here, as the units are going to try and engage still. Anti-magic shell, well, there's a knight right there, could easily get an anti-magic shell as well, as the Mountain King loads up and tries to go after those Banshees already. Flying machines lining up the targets, in comes a little bit of damage. Frost Nova onto the Archmage. Archmage in a lot of trouble, trying to back away and being forced to Scroll of Town Portal right there, as the flying machines are just going to get picked off. Destroyers are going to get lost, giving XlorD an even bigger advantage. Couple of peasants going to get caught in transit right there. We may see a couple of Black Arrow peasants turn into skeletal minions as well, and things are just going to go from bad to worse. XlorD with a commanding advantage in this last fight, 48 supply compared to 32, as peasants are still getting lost here. Alright, ToD, never one to try and never one to give up, hoping that, well, XlorD forces a fight inside his main base with guard tower coverage, and that's exactly what we're looking at right now. The Altar of Kings is going to get easily taken down. Destroyers are all here. Crypt Fiends are here as well. Obsidian statues providing plenty of healing, as the mortar teams are just trying to take down some of these units, unable to really do all that much damage. There goes a Death Coil Frost Nova, and ToD is probably just livid at this point, unable to, well, break free from this siege, even though he has some stationary defense. Destroyers right there venturing forth, being forced to, well, back up pretty quickly, not wanting to overwhelm himself. XlorD. Yep. As we're looking at Holy Light just trying to take down some of those units again. Alright, Mountain King down to, well, 162 mana, wants to stay close to that Archmage, get in a little bit more Stormbolts again. Are we going to see the Mountain King be able to, well, fight this battle out by himself? We're looking at more Holy Lights coming in, 52 supply compared to 35. ToD is hoping that XlorD makes a mistake. I don't think that's going to end up happening, as that damage is just slowly going to add up over time. No additional mining coming in from XlorD though. And so XlorD does need to win with what he's got. Flying Machine's not going to dive on in. Here's the battle. Archmage continuing to put in that pressure. Knights joining in. Militia joining in, as we see Web taking down the Flying Machines. No more Flying Machines means that the Knights are pretty much going to be constantly challenged. Death Knight gets up to level 5, and we could see some more, well, timely Death Coils here. Banshees are now all gone. There's a massive Thunderclap slowing all the things down. 29 supply compared to 49. Knights are trying to go after some of those Crypt Fiends, but really diving in a bit too far, as another another Knight while trying to go after some of those units. Stormbolt onto the Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger could be in trouble, trapped up against a corner. There goes one Knight taken down. There goes an Obsidian statue. The Obsidian statues are all there. Archmage sitting at 24 supply compared to a 46 supply army. Archmage drops a water elemental that could easily be devoured magic here. Plenty of skeletal minions out as well to try and take down the remaining water elementals here, as the water elemental tries to finish off some of those Obsidian statues, only to get taken out himself. Archmage, Mountain King, Paladin. Mountain King gets up to level 5. Level 3, Stormbolt. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Not going to really be dealing that much damage as the units are retreating back. 20 supply compared to 45. The army, one of each hero, a knight and a peasant. That is all ToD has. And level 3 Brilliance Aura to try and keep the mana on that Mountain King. Still not enough. Paladin now looking to back away again. Well, gonna keep that Mountain King just topped off on life. Ring of Regeneration, Ring of Protection, Talisman of Evasion. So many ways to keep that Mountain King alive, as we're looking at still no mining happening anywhere. This has been the real big problem right now. XlorD at some point could have unsummoned a couple of buildings and started to try and haunt an additional gold mine. Stormbolt right there is going to be enough. Yes, finishes off a Crypt Fiend. A 42 supplied compared to 20, and now trying to retreat all the way back. All right, every little bit of damage, every hit, every unit matters so much right now. Is the Archmage, Mountain King, and Paladin going to be able to get back enough and carry this through, adding in a little bit of damage here? All right, Orb of Fire. I'm trying to add damage onto that Destroyer. Orb of Fire perhaps should be transferred over to the Paladin or the Mountain King, allowing for 2 heroes to be able to attack those air units. All right, Knights trying to retreat back as well. That Knight having a difficult time trying to be healed. The Death Knight cannot Death Coil his own Knight, thereby unable to be able to fully heal that Knight back up. All right, Destroyer still overhead here, as we're looking at perhaps some more long-distance mining. No, 1 water elemental. Do we have any more peasants? That is it. We're looking at 30 supply somehow. Okay, so 32 supply for ToD. What is he training up? More peasants are getting added in. More knights are getting trained. So additional knights. ToD actually had a bit of gold after selling some of those items, or pretty much all the items on the Mountain King, to try and make a bit of a play. 33 supply now compared to 42. No more workers for ToD. And, well, things can just go from bad to worse here. Flying Machine's going to try and engage. A little bit of damage. Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, Thunderclap, and there goes a Crypt Fiend down. Archmage going to be in trouble. Down to 78 hit points. Down to 23. Is going to get Holy Lighted, and it looks like it gets taken down. That is going to be enough. Archmage falls at level 5. Destroyer's now devouring magic, and now, well, where are all of the units going next? Mountain King, where is that Mountain King trying to go after all those units? There's another Death Coil. Mountain King unable to catch up to that Lich for a Stormbolt. Not enough mana, and that could be it. 39 supply compared to 27, losing that Archmage. All right. 39 supply compared to 27. Flying Machine's going to try and dive in after all of those Destroyers. There are no more Crypt Fiends in play, so the Flying Machines could actually go after those Destroyers and deal quite a bit of damage right there. All right, damage is adding back up. Knights going after some of those additional units. There's a Death Coil. No Orb of Fire, meaning that the Death Coil healed back up fully. 25 supply compared to 39. Damage still adding in as the Flying Machines all get pretty much destroyed there. 23, but we do have a potential surround on that Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger does get, well, oh my goodness, that Knight, the Knight's ending up breaking the surround once more, and ToD just has to be livid once again, as we're looking at all the units trying to, well, make their way through. No Staff of Sanctuary, and there is the game. XlorD winning the game with the lower score, beating ToD here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.